In a world filled with chaos and distractions, there are rare moments when everything falls into place and the divine timing of the universe becomes evident. This is one of those moments. If you're watching this right now, you're not here by chance. The presence of Archangel Michael in this moment is a divine invitation, signaling that you, the chosen one, are at the very center of God's perfect plan. Heaven has orchestrated this encounter, bringing you to this moment of spiritual awakening and transformation. The first thing you must understand is the urgency and significance of this divine encounter. What you are experiencing right now is not random, and it certainly isn't delayed. In fact, it is precisely timed according to God's will. The universe doesn't move haphazardly, and neither does God's purpose for your life. It unfolds in perfect order, like pieces of a puzzle that have been coming together long before you even realized it. Your path has been paved with divine intention, and this very moment in time is a crossroads, a place where your past and future meet. Archangel Michael has been watching over this process, and now the time for your breakthrough is here. You may have wondered, as you face delays, struggles, or feelings of being off course, why things have taken so long. Why haven't the promises you've held in your heart manifested sooner? Why have you had to endure so much waiting and uncertainty? The answer is simple. God's timing is always perfect. The delays weren't setbacks. They were part of His process. Each pause, each moment of waiting, was preparing you for this very moment. The breakthrough you've been waiting for, the one that will align your entire life, is now unfolding. Your waiting season has ended, and you are stepping into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. This transition you are experiencing is not just a change in circumstances or timing. It is a profound spiritual recalibration. The trials, the waiting, the confusion, it was all shaping you, refining your spirit, and preparing your heart for what's coming next. You've been prepared for this divine recalibration, and now you're being called to step into the next phase of your journey with clarity and purpose. This moment marks the beginning of a significant spiritual shift, not just for you, but for your entire family. It's a shift that will reverberate through generations, reshaping the very foundation of your legacy. As you stand at this pivotal crossroads, you might feel overwhelmed or unsure. You might still sense areas of weakness or uncertainty in your heart, but do not be deceived by what you perceive. Heaven sees you in a different light. Where you see confusion, Heaven sees alignment. Where you feel insecure, Heaven sees authority taking root within you. Just as Philippians 1:6 tells us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." This process is not over, and it is not by accident. You are being divinely calibrated, and this is the moment when God is moving you into a version of yourself that has been written in the stars long before you understood your purpose. As this spiritual recalibration unfolds, you might feel the weight of the transition, because becoming who you were meant to be is never a small task. It's uncomfortable. It challenges your comfort zones. But remember, it's not loss. It's growth. The old spaces, the old patterns that once felt familiar, are now too small to contain the greatness that God is bringing into your life. This shift will push you out of the old version of yourself, and while it might feel like pressure, it is simply the alignment of your destiny taking place. Just like David, who was anointed king, while still standing in the fields as a shepherd, you are receiving your anointing long before the evidence of it appears in your life. The anointing, the identity, and the calling have already been established in the spiritual realm. It's not about what is visible right now. It's about what God has already declared over your life. The shift you are undergoing is not sudden or random. It has been prepared by Heaven for this very moment. And in this divine hour, it's time for you to embrace your true identity, trust the process, and walk confidently into the future that has already been written for you. What feels overwhelming to you is actually alignment at work. What feels like pressure is the proof that change is happening. You are being stretched, but in that stretching, you are becoming who you were always meant to be. Heaven is working in perfect harmony to move you into the fullness of your divine purpose. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be. And every challenge, every struggle, every moment of confusion has brought you here to this exact place of divine purpose. This is a turning point in your life. It's not just another page on the calendar. It's the beginning of a new chapter. The spiritual shift that is happening will shape not just your future, but the future of your entire family. And the legacy that you are building now will echo through generations. Everything you've endured, everything you've questioned, and every prayer you've whispered has prepared you for this moment of divine alignment. And now, God is ready to release what He has been preparing behind the scenes. The season of waiting is over. The season of becoming is here. Archangel Michael reveals that the divine transformation taking place is not limited to the chosen one alone. The chosen one's family is at the heart of this powerful spiritual awakening. Heaven is moving in ways that transcend personal growth. God is using the chosen one's obedience as the catalyst for generational change. This awakening goes beyond the individual. It reaches into every corner of the chosen one's family, affecting their future, their relationships, and the legacy they will leave behind. This season of awakening is not a solitary journey. God has called the chosen one to step into a role of spiritual leadership, not only for themselves, but for their entire household. By following God's guidance, the chosen one is becoming the key that unlocks a divine transformation for their family. The shift that is unfolding is not just about personal development or success. It's about leading the entire family into alignment with God's greater purpose. The chosen one's faith and obedience are what will align their family with the blessings God has waiting for them. Heaven has been preparing this moment for a long time, and now the time has come for the chosen one to step into their role of leadership, carrying their family into the fullness of God's plan. As the chosen one steps into this sacred moment of transformation, Archangel Michael continues to emphasize the importance of their role in guiding their family. The divine awakening that is taking place is not just for their personal growth, but to lead and uplift their entire household. The family's future is intricately connected to the chosen one's obedience and willingness to walk in God's purpose. This is a season of spiritual leadership, and God is entrusting the chosen one with the responsibility of shaping the destiny of their loved ones. The chosen one may have been unaware of the impact their obedience would have on their family, but Archangel Michael reassures them that God has been preparing this moment for years. Every step taken in faith, every challenge faced with resilience, and every prayer whispered in silence has been leading to this divine shift. This is not a moment to shrink back in doubt or fear, but to rise in boldness and trust that God is moving mightily through them. The transformation of their family, their legacy, and their relationships is in motion because they are stepping into the fullness of God's plan. God is aligning the chosen one and their family with blessings that are far greater than they could have imagined. These blessings are not limited to material gains or success. They extend into the hearts, minds, and spirits of each family member. The chosen one's role is to be the vessel through which God's favor flows into their home. By staying obedient, by staying grounded in faith, and by embracing the divine role they have been called to, the chosen one will unlock the doors to transformation, healing, and restoration for their entire family. This is a pivotal moment. The chosen one may be facing a season of change that feels overwhelming, but they are reminded that this is not a time of loss. It is a time of growth. The old patterns, the old ways of thinking, the old struggles that once defined their family will soon be replaced by God's truth and divine alignment. The pressure they have felt is not to be feared, but embraced, for it is in this very pressure that the transformation is happening. Just as gold is refined in the fire, the chosen one's family is being refined through the challenges they have faced. These trials were never meant to break them. They were meant to build them up, to strengthen them, and to prepare them for the blessings that are now on the horizon. As Archangel Michael continues, the chosen one is reminded that their role is not just to lead their family in faith, but to help them understand and embrace the divine plan that is unfolding. God is calling the chosen one to be a source of spiritual guidance to help their family see the greater purpose in their lives and to encourage them to walk in faith as well. The divine transformation that is taking place in the chosen one's life is meant to inspire those around them to also step into their own purpose. The family is being called to walk together in unity, in faith, and in divine purpose, with the chosen one leading the way. In this moment of divine awakening, the chosen one is also encouraged to trust that their family members will rise to meet this challenge. It may not be an easy journey, and some family members may struggle to understand the shift that is taking place, but the chosen one's unwavering faith will set the example. The chosen one is to stand firm in their role as a spiritual leader, knowing that by doing so, they are helping their family align with God's purpose for them. This is a moment for the chosen one to speak life into their family, to call forth the potential that lies within each member, and to encourage them to step into the blessings that God has prepared. Heaven is moving powerfully in the lives of the chosen one and their family. Archangel Michael speaks of the ripple effect that will extend beyond the household. As the chosen one embraces their divine role and leads their family, the impact of their obedience will stretch far into their community and beyond. This transformation is not just for their immediate family, but for those who will come into contact with them, those who will witness the divine shift taking place, and those who will be touched by the ripple of God's grace and favor. As the chosen one embraces their role, they are called to hold the vision of their family's future. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. The changes that are happening will bring peace. Where there was once chaos, unity. Where there was once division, and blessings. Where there was once lack. The family's future is not defined by the struggles of the past, but by the divine purpose unfolding before them. The chosen one's obedience is unlocking the potential that God has placed in each family member, and through their leadership, the family will walk into a future filled with favor, healing, and restoration. Archangel Michael reminds the chosen one that this journey is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The sacrifices made, the faith shown, and the obedience walked out will all bear fruit. The family is being prepared for a season of divine elevation, where their lives will be marked by God's blessing and favor. This is not just about the chosen one's breakthrough. It is about the entire family's breakthrough, one that will last for generations. The legacy being built is not one of struggle or defeat, but one of victory, faith, and divine purpose. Now is the time for the chosen one to stand firm, to lead their family with courage and conviction, and to walk boldly into the future that God has prepared for them. The transformation is already in motion, and the chosen one is being equipped to lead their family into the fullness of God's plan. The family's story is being rewritten, and through the chosen one's obedience, they will walk into a new chapter, one that is marked by God's grace, favor, and divine alignment. This is not just the chosen one's journey, it is their family's journey, and together they will step into a future filled with blessings and restoration. Archangel Michael stresses that the key to unlocking this divine transformation is the chosen one's obedience. It is through their unwavering faith and commitment to following God's guidance that the shift will occur. The chosen one is encouraged to stay alert and obedient, knowing that their actions will have a ripple effect on their family. The impact of their obedience will stretch far beyond their own life touching every family member and leading them into a new season of divine alignment. The chosen one must prepare themselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to embrace the divine shift that is taking place. It is a shift that may not always be visible at first, but it is unfolding nonetheless. They are reminded to trust in God's timing and to walk in faith, knowing that even when the path seems unclear, God is working behind the scenes to bring about a greater purpose. This shift will not only impact the chosen one's life, but will reverberate through their family, guiding them into a future filled with peace, alignment, and divine favor. In this critical moment, the chosen one is asked to take a step of faith. They are invited to embrace the divine purpose that is unfolding, knowing that their obedience today will set the stage for the blessings that are coming tomorrow. The obedience they demonstrate now will serve as the foundation for a spiritual legacy that will bless their family for generations. This is the time to step forward in faith, knowing that the impact of their actions will be felt far beyond their own lifetime. As the chosen one steps into this pivotal moment, Archangel Michael reminds them of the immense power their obedience holds. Every act of faith, no matter how small it may seem, is creating a foundation for something far greater than they can yet fully comprehend. This is not just about the here and now. This is about the future of the chosen one's family, their community, and even generations yet unborn. The divine shift that is unfolding is not a distant event. It is happening right now, and it requires action. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when the path ahead is unclear, when the weight of the unknown seems too heavy to bear. But Archangel Michael reassures the chosen one that God is working behind the scenes, aligning everything perfectly, even in ways that may not be immediately visible. There are no coincidences in God's plan, and the chosen one is exactly where they need to be. Every delay, every hardship, every season of waiting has been preparing them for this very moment. It is essential for the chosen one to remember that the divine shift is not about waiting passively for the change to come. It's about actively embracing it. As they take steps of obedience, even in the face of uncertainty, they are aligning themselves with God's will. Their obedience opens doors that were once closed, and as they walk in faith, they become instruments of divine transformation, not just in their own life, but in the lives of those around them. This moment is not just about personal breakthroughs. It's about the future of the family and the spiritual legacy being built. The impact of the chosen one's obedience will ripple through their family, bringing about a divine alignment that will set the stage for a future filled with peace, favor, and blessings. It's not just the chosen one who will experience transformation, but every family member who is willing to step into this new season with them. In this season of divine realignment, the chosen one is encouraged to prepare their heart, mind, and spirit. It's a time for spiritual renewal, where past limitations and mindsets must be shed in order to fully embrace the divine destiny that lies ahead. God is calling the chosen one to trust in the process, even when the way forward seems uncertain. There is no need to have all the answers. Now God will reveal the next steps as they move forward in obedience. The journey is not about knowing everything at once, but about walking in faith, trusting that each step will lead them closer to the purpose God has set for them. As the chosen one continues to walk in obedience, their faith will serve as a beacon of light for their family. It will guide them through times of uncertainty, and it will encourage them to take their own steps of faith. The chosen one is not just called to lead by words, but by actions. The way they handle challenges, the way they walk in faith, and the way they trust God's timing will inspire those around them to do the same. It's through the chosen one's steadfastness that their family will find strength, hope, and direction in the midst of the divine shift. God's purpose for the chosen one is not just personal, it is generational. Every decision made in faith, every act of obedience, and every step taken in trust is laying the foundation for a new spiritual legacy. This legacy is not just about material success or short-term gains, but about creating a family that is rooted in God's love, aligned with His purpose, and destined for greatness. The chosen one is the vessel through which God is shaping the future, not just for themselves, but for their entire household. The spiritual legacy being built in this moment will last long after the chosen one's time on earth. It will continue to shape the generations that follow, creating a ripple effect of divine blessings, favor, and purpose that will touch many lives. This is the legacy of obedience, faith, and trust in God's divine timing. It is a legacy that will transcend the chosen one's lifetime and leave an indelible mark on their family for generations to come. Archangel Michael encourages the chosen one to hold firm in their commitment to walk in faith. As they step into the divine purpose that God has prepared for them, they are not walking alone. God's presence goes before them, and He is with them every step of the way. The journey will not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Every challenge faced and every obstacle overcome will be a testament to God's faithfulness and power. The chosen one is reminded that their role in this divine shift is crucial, and their obedience will make a lasting impact. As they embrace their calling, they are not only walking into their own destiny, but they are leading their family into a future that is filled with divine favor, blessings, and purpose. This is the time to step forward in faith, knowing that the legacy being built will not only change the chosen one's life, but will shape the course of their family's future for generations to come. In this sacred moment, the chosen one is invited to declare their readiness to step into the divine purpose that God has for them. This is the moment to act, to embrace the divine shift, and to walk boldly into the future that God has prepared. Through their obedience and faith, they will lead their family into a new season of transformation, healing, and divine alignment. The ripple effect of their faith will extend far beyond their own lifetime, leaving a legacy that will bless their family for generations to come. The transformation that is unfolding is not just for the chosen one. It is about bringing divine blessing and alignment to future generations. Archangel Michael assures the chosen one that this moment is not just about personal success, but about establishing a legacy that will endure. The chosen one's faith, persistence, and trust in God will create a foundation for their family that will be felt for generations to come. God's plan is not just about blessing the chosen one, it is about blessing their entire family. The foundation for this transformation is being built now through the chosen one's obedience, faith, and trust. As they walk in obedience, they are laying the groundwork for a future filled with divine favor, healing, and restoration for their entire family. The family story is being rewritten. What once was broken, fragmented, or unclear is now being restored and aligned with God's purpose. This transformation is about more than just individual breakthroughs. It is about the collective healing and restoration of the family. Through the chosen one's faithfulness, God is aligning the hearts of their family members with His will, restoring relationships, healing old wounds, and guiding them into a future filled with unity, peace, and divine favor. The family's legacy is being shaped by the chosen one's obedience, and the blessings that will flow from this transformation will touch not only their own lives, but the lives of their children, grandchildren, and generations to come. The chosen one's role in this divine shift is far more significant than they may realize. They are not just a participant, they are the key to unlocking a future filled with divine blessings for their entire family. The legacy they are creating through their obedience will be passed down, ensuring that God's favor and protection rest upon their family for generations. This is not just about a breakthrough. It is about creating a lasting impact, a legacy of faith, obedience, and divine favor that will endure throughout time. In this sacred moment, the chosen one is encouraged to take bold steps in faith, trusting that the shift taking place is not just for them, but for their entire family. Through their obedience, they are leading the way to a future filled with God's blessings, favor, and restoration. Their actions today will create a ripple effect that will shape the lives of their family for generations to come, leaving behind a legacy of faith that will endure forever. As the chosen one continues on this divine journey, Archangel Michael's message rings clear. This moment is far bigger than the personal breakthroughs the chosen one may have envisioned. It's not just about the individual. It's about what God is about to do within their family, shaping it in ways that will affect generations far beyond the chosen one's own time. The obedience, faith, and trust shown today will resonate deeply, creating a legacy that will leave an imprint on the family's future, a legacy of divine alignment, healing, restoration, and unity. Through the chosen one's persistence and unwavering belief in God, they are laying a foundation that will influence their entire family, and that influence will ripple through the generations, becoming a part of their family's spiritual DNA. The transformation that is unfolding is a divine act of restoration. What once was broken or disjointed in their family is now being repaired, reassembled, and aligned with God's perfect plan. What once felt fragmented, lost, or beyond repair is being made whole again. The chosen one's faithfulness is the catalyst for this change. As they walk in obedience, they are not only impacting their own destiny, but are unlocking the divine blessings God has prepared for their family. This is a divine chain reaction set in motion by the chosen one's unwavering obedience and trust in God. God is using the chosen one to bring their family into alignment with His will, guiding them toward a future filled with peace, unity, prosperity, and healing. Through this transformation, God is repairing not only broken relationships, but also bringing reconciliation to hearts that have been torn by past wounds. In this sacred moment, the chosen one is reminded that they are not simply passive participants in this transformation. They are the key player in leading their family to a future that is filled with divine favor. God has chosen them to be the vessel through which His blessings will flow, and their obedience today will lay the foundation for their family's spiritual future. This is a legacy that will endure far beyond their own lifetime, one that will be passed down through their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. The actions the chosen one takes today will have lasting consequences, creating a ripple effect of blessing and alignment that will reach deep into the future. God's plan is about more than individual success. It's about blessing the chosen one's family as a whole, and the chosen one's faith, patience, and trust are essential in bringing that blessing into full manifestation. The divine transformation is not simply about personal breakthrough, but about the healing, restoration, and alignment of the entire family. The ripple effect of the chosen one's obedience is guiding their family to a place of unity, peace, and divine favor. As the chosen one continues in their divine journey, they are leading the way to the future that God has planned for their household. Each step the chosen one takes in obedience sets in motion the restoration and healing that their family needs. It's important to recognize that this is not a moment of instant transformation. It is the beginning of a spiritual process that will unfold in God's perfect timing. The family will not be healed overnight, but through the chosen one's faithfulness, God will gradually reveal His plan one step at a time. The healing will be comprehensive, affecting not just the individual, but the entire family dynamic. The legacy that is being established through the chosen one's obedience is not limited to just material blessings or personal accomplishments. It is about something much deeper. It's about shaping the spiritual legacy of their family. The chosen one is laying the foundation for their children and grandchildren to inherit a faith that is grounded in obedience, trust, and divine alignment with God's will. This is not just a personal breakthrough, it's a spiritual awakening that will impact their family for generations. The chosen one's faithfulness is creating a ripple of blessing that will reach into the future and guide future generations toward God's purpose. God's divine blessings and favor are being poured out upon the family, not just for the chosen one's benefit, but for the collective good of the household. Each family member is being touched by God's healing power, and their hearts are being aligned with His divine will. This transformation will not only affect the chosen one, but will bring peace, restoration, and unity to every person in their family. What once seemed impossible is now within reach as God's plan unfolds, and everything is aligned according to His perfect timing. In this sacred moment, the chosen one is invited to embrace the role they have been called to in their family. They are not just walking into their own destiny, they are leading their family into a future filled with divine blessings and favor. Through their obedience, they are creating a ripple effect that will shape the future of their family for generations to come. This is their time to step boldly into the purpose that God has prepared for them, knowing that their obedience today will leave a legacy that will last for generations. The chosen one's role is not just to be the recipient of God's blessings, but to be the conduit through which those blessings flow to their family. As they walk in faith, they are positioning their family to receive the divine favor, healing, and restoration that God has promised. This transformation is not just for the chosen one, it is for their entire household. By walking in obedience, the chosen one is paving the way for their family to step into the fullness of God's plan for their lives. The family's story is being rewritten. What once felt broken, fragmented, and beyond repair is now being restored, and the chosen one is the catalyst for that change. Through their obedience, faith, and trust in God, they are leading their family into a new season of divine alignment, peace, and favor. This is not just a personal breakthrough. It is a family-wide transformation that will impact the generations to come. The legacy of faith, obedience, and divine favor being built in this season will touch not only the chosen one's life, but will extend far beyond their own lifetime, reaching generations yet unborn. Archangel Michael urges the chosen one to embrace their leadership role in guiding their family through this profound spiritual journey. This is not just about the individual, it's about the ripple effect their faith, obedience, and trust in God will have on their entire household. The chosen one is reminded that their actions today are not just shaping their own destiny, they are laying the foundation for their family's future. God has positioned them at the forefront, calling them to step into the version of themselves that will have a lasting impact on the lives of their loved ones. Their role is not passive. As the spiritual leader of their household, their obedience will set the tone for the rest of the family. Through their willingness to walk in faith and trust in God's plan, they will guide their family into a new season of divine favor, peace, and restoration. The chosen one is not alone in this journey. They are the key to unlocking transformation for their family, leading them into alignment with God's greater purpose. The spiritual awakening that is unfolding in the chosen one's life is not just personal, it is a call for the whole household to align with God's plan. The chosen one must remain steadfast in their faith, knowing that their obedience is the catalyst for the change that is about to come. They are called to step into this divine role with confidence, trusting that God is already at work in their family's life, preparing them for the breakthrough that is on the horizon. The chosen one's faith will not only change their own life, it will transform the direction of their entire family, bringing them into alignment with God's will. This is their moment to rise to lead with purpose and to guide their family into the future God has prepared for them. Archangel Michael continues to emphasize the weight of the calling placed on the chosen one's shoulders. This leadership is not just a title, but a divine responsibility that carries immense spiritual significance. The chosen one is not only called to guide their own steps, but also to lead their family into the fullness of God's plan. Their obedience and trust in God will set a ripple effect in motion, altering the course of their family's destiny for generations to come. Every decision they make, every prayer they offer, and every action they take is laying the groundwork for their family's transformation. The chosen one's role as the spiritual leader in their household is critical to this divine realignment. It's not enough to walk in faith for themselves alone. They are tasked with being the example for their family, showing them the way forward. The spiritual awakening they are experiencing is not an isolated event. It is a call to bring others along with them, especially their loved ones. This divine responsibility can feel overwhelming at times, but Archangel Michael reassures the chosen one that they are equipped for this role. They have been prepared through trials, experiences, and the moments of silence that once felt like abandonment. Those moments were not wasted. They were shaping the chosen one for such a time as this. The wisdom, resilience, and clarity they now carry are not just for their personal growth, they are for the collective growth of their family. The journey of faith they are on is meant to guide those closest to them into the same spiritual awakening, alignment, and restoration. The chosen one is encouraged to remain steadfast in their faith, even when challenges arise. The path ahead may not always be clear, and obstacles may appear along the way, but it is essential for the chosen one to stand firm in God's promises. They are not leading their family through the storm alone. God is with them every step of the way, providing the strength, wisdom, and discernment they need to fulfill their divine role. The chosen one's obedience will be the key to unlocking divine favor and blessings, not only for themselves, but for the entire household. As they step into their role as the spiritual leader, the chosen one is reminded that this is a journey of transformation, not just for themselves, but for their family. The breakthrough they are about to experience is not just personal, it's generational. This season of spiritual awakening is laying the foundation for a new legacy, one that will be defined by faith, obedience, and alignment with God's will. The chosen one's actions today will determine the direction of their family's future, ensuring that the blessings and favor of God are passed down for generations to come. The chosen one is urged to trust the process and to recognize that every step of faith, no matter how small, is significant. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, their obedience is already laying the foundation for something far greater than they can see in the moment. God is orchestrating the timing of this breakthrough, and the chosen one is exactly where they need to be. With every act of obedience, they are preparing their family for the transformation that is already in motion. The ripple effect of their faith will soon be evident in the lives of their loved ones. In this divine moment, the chosen one is reminded that they are not walking this journey alone. God has placed them at the forefront for a reason. They are the key to unlocking the blessings and transformation that are about to unfold in their family's life. Their role is to walk in obedience, to remain steadfast in their faith, and to guide their family into the future that God has prepared for them. It is through their actions that the doors of opportunity will be opened, and the family will step into a season of divine favor, peace, and restoration. As Archangel Michael speaks these words, the chosen one is encouraged to rise to the occasion. The moment has arrived for them to take their place as the spiritual leader of their household, to walk in faith, and to lead their family into the fullness of God's divine purpose. This is their time to embrace their divine role, trusting that God has equipped them for the journey ahead. With each step of faith, they are shaping not only their own destiny, but the future of their entire family, creating a legacy that will endure for generations to come. The transformation is here, and it is unfolding with every moment of obedience, faith, and trust in God's perfect plan. In this section, Archangel Michael reassures the chosen one that every hardship, struggle, and season of silence has been part of God's divine design. These moments were not signs of abandonment or delay. Rather, they were preparations for the breakthrough that is now unfolding. The chosen one may have faced setbacks, endured pain, or experienced seasons where it felt as though God was silent, but these challenges were not random. They were part of God's intricate plan to shape the chosen one for this very moment. The chosen one is encouraged to look beyond past failures, disappointments, and unanswered prayers. Their purpose is not defined by these struggles, but by their willingness to trust in God's plan, even when the path was unclear. God has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of their life to bring them into alignment with His will. This season of waiting, though difficult, was necessary for God to build resilience, patience, and faith in the chosen one. The chosen one is reminded that what they have endured has refined them, making them ready for the divine transformation that is now unfolding. They are encouraged to trust that their past pain, loss, and silence were not in vain. God has been using every experience to prepare them for the destiny that is now in front of them. This is the moment for the chosen one to step into the fullness of their purpose, knowing that their journey has been divinely designed. The future they have prayed for is now becoming a reality, and it is rooted in the strength and character that has been built through their past trials. The chosen one is invited to let go of any lingering doubts or fears, trusting that God's plan is always greater than their own. Archangel Michael emphasizes the significance of the challenges and struggles the chosen one has faced. These seasons, though difficult and painful, were part of the preparation for something much greater. They were not periods of abandonment. Rather, they were the necessary refining moments that God used to shape the chosen one's heart and spirit. Every hardship, every trial, and every moment of silence was God's way of equipping the chosen one for their divine assignment. While it may have felt like they were walking alone, God was always present, working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of their life to bring them to this moment. The chosen one is encouraged to shift their perspective on the past. The failures, disappointments, and unanswered prayers are not the defining moments of their journey. They were simply the groundwork for the strength and resilience that God was building in them. These experiences have not been in vain. They have been part of a divine process. The struggles have shaped the chosen one into a person who can now fully embrace their purpose. The pain, loss, and silence have not been signs of abandonment, but necessary steps in God's divine plan. As the chosen one reflects on their journey, they are reminded that God has always been with them, even when it felt like He was silent. The seasons of waiting were not wasted. They were times of divine preparation. God has used every moment of doubt and uncertainty to build patience and perseverance. The chosen one has endured and emerged stronger. And now they are ready to step into the divine transformation that is unfolding before them. The struggles they once thought were setbacks were in fact opportunities for growth. God has been refining them, making them stronger and more resilient so they can walk boldly into their destiny. The chosen one is encouraged to trust that the pain, loss, and struggles of the past were all part of God's greater plan. The future they have been praying for is now within reach, and it is built upon the foundation of strength, faith, and character that has been formed through their trials. God has been preparing them for this moment, and now is the time to embrace their destiny with full confidence. This divine transformation is not just about personal success. It is about stepping into the fullness of God's purpose for their life and for their family. In this moment, Archangel Michael calls the chosen one to let go of any lingering doubts or fears. The path ahead may still seem unclear, but God's plan is always greater than the chosen one's own understanding. They are encouraged to trust in God's timing and to believe that everything that has happened has been part of His divine orchestration. The silence, the waiting, and the struggles were not setbacks. They were divine tools that have shaped the chosen one into the person they are today, ready to walk into their purpose. The chosen one is reminded that they are not defined by their past struggles. They are defined by their willingness to trust in God, even when the path was unclear. The challenges they faced have made them resilient, and now they are ready to embrace the transformation that is unfolding. God is not looking at their past failures, but at their heart of obedience and trust. The chosen one is invited to step into their divine purpose with full confidence, knowing that their journey has been divinely designed every step of the way. As Archangel Michael continues to speak, the chosen one is encouraged to recognize that this moment is not an accident. It is the culmination of everything they have endured and every lesson they have learned. God has been preparing them for the season of transformation, and now is the time to walk forward in faith, knowing that the future they have been praying for is finally becoming a reality. The chosen one is reminded that the breakthrough they are experiencing is not just for them. It is for their family, their community, and the generations to come. God's plan for their life is not just about personal success. It is about impacting the world around them and leaving a legacy of faith, hope, and obedience. The chosen one is encouraged to trust that the divine transformation that is taking place is rooted in everything they have been through. They are not just stepping into a new season. They are stepping into the fullness of who they were always meant to be. The challenges of the past have shaped them into the person who can now embrace the divine purpose that has been set before them. This is not a moment of coincidence. It is the culmination of everything God has been preparing them for. Archangel Michael reassures the chosen one that the divine transformation they are experiencing is not just for them. It is a catalyst for generational change. The obedience they walk in today will impact their family for generations to come. The chosen one's faith and trust in God will create a ripple effect that will touch not only their own life, but the lives of their children, grandchildren, and beyond. God is not just moving in their life. He is moving through them to align their entire family with His purpose. The chosen one is invited to embrace this moment, knowing that the pain, loss, and struggles of the past were not wasted. They were all part of God's divine plan to shape them into the person they are today. Now is the time to walk forward in confidence, trusting that God's plan is unfolding perfectly. The future they have prayed for is coming to fruition, and they are ready to step into the fullness of their purpose. With this divine transformation unfolding, the chosen one is reminded that this is not the end of their journey. It is just the beginning. The struggles of the past have prepared them for the breakthrough they are about to experience. This is a season of growth, healing, and restoration, and the chosen one is being called to walk in the fullness of their divine purpose. God's plan for their life is unfolding perfectly, and they are exactly where they need to be. The time for passivity is over. Archangel Michael calls the chosen one to take bold, intentional steps toward their divine purpose. They are reminded that faith is not just about belief. It is about action. God has already opened doors, accelerated timelines, and set the stage for the breakthrough that is about to happen. Now it's time for the chosen one to move forward in faith, trusting that their obedience will propel them into the destiny God has prepared. The chosen one is encouraged to trust in the divine guidance that has been given to them, even if the way forward is not fully clear. God's timing is perfect, and He has already prepared the way. The chosen one's role is to act in faith, knowing that God is with them every step of the way. Their faith will serve as a catalyst for the transformation that is coming, and it will guide them through the challenges ahead. The chosen one is invited to take a step of faith today, knowing that as they move forward, clarity will follow. Archangel Michael stresses that this is not the time to wait for the perfect moment or for all the answers to be revealed. Faith is the key to unlocking the transformation that is about to unfold. The chosen one must trust that God is already at work in their life and in their family's life. Every act of obedience will pave the way for the divine blessings that are about to be poured out. This is the moment to step forward with confidence, knowing that the divine shift has already begun and that the chosen one is walking in alignment with God's plan for their life and their family's future. Archangel Michael's message is clear: the time for passivity has passed. The chosen one is being called to take action, to move boldly in the direction of their divine purpose. No longer can they wait for the perfect moment or for the conditions to align perfectly. The season of waiting and wondering has ended. It's time to step into the fullness of what God has prepared. Faith is not just a passive belief. It is an active force that propels the chosen one forward into the divine destiny that awaits them. God has already opened doors for the chosen one. The timelines have been accelerated and the stage is set for the breakthrough. Everything that has led up to this moment was part of the divine orchestration, and now it's time for the chosen one to act. Their obedience is the key to unlocking the transformation that is unfolding before them. As they take each step forward, they will find that God is with them, guiding them every step of the way. The journey ahead may not be fully clear, but Archangel Michael reassures the chosen one that their faith and trust in God will be the guiding light even in the moments of uncertainty. The call to action is not just a call for movement, it is a call for bold faith. The chosen one is reminded that the path forward may not always be easy or straightforward, but the promise of divine guidance remains. Each step of faith, no matter how small it seems, is a step closer to the transformation that God is bringing. The chosen one is encouraged to move with confidence, knowing that God's plan for their life is unfolding perfectly. This is the moment to take that step, trusting that clarity will come as they walk in obedience. Faith requires action, and Archangel Michael emphasizes the importance of moving forward, even when the path isn't fully visible. It's easy to hesitate to wait for everything to fall into place before making a move. But God doesn't always reveal the entire picture before asking us to step out in faith. The chosen one is encouraged to trust that as they move forward, the clarity they seek will follow. The first step of faith is often the hardest, but once it's taken, the path becomes clearer. The more the chosen one moves in obedience, the more they will see God's plan unfolding before them. This is the moment for the chosen one to choose to walk in alignment with God's purpose for their life. The time for hesitation is over. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, will pave the way for the blessings that are about to be poured out. The divine shift has already begun, and the chosen one is walking in alignment with God's plan for their life and their family's future. Their actions today will set the course for tomorrow's blessings, and as they step forward in faith, they will begin to see the transformation unfold in ways they never imagined. Archangel Michael encourages the chosen one to take a moment to reflect on their journey so far. Every challenge, every setback, every season of waiting has led them to this moment. God has been with them every step of the way, refining them, strengthening them, and preparing them for this divine shift. Now is the time to walk forward with confidence, knowing that their obedience will lead them into the fullness of God's blessings. As the chosen one takes these bold steps, they are reminded that this journey is not just about their personal breakthrough. This transformation is not limited to their own life, but is about bringing alignment to their entire family. The obedience of one can change the trajectory of an entire household. God is using the chosen one as a vessel of transformation, and their faith will ripple through their family, bringing healing, restoration, and divine favor to every member. The chosen one is encouraged to walk with purpose and conviction, knowing that each step of faith is a step toward a future filled with divine blessings. As they move forward, they will see the doors that God has opened wide before them. They will witness the divine shift in their own life and in the lives of those around them. This is not just a personal transformation, it is a generational change. The chosen one is leading their family into alignment with God's will, and the impact of their obedience will be felt for generations to come. The time has come for the chosen one to rise and step into their divine purpose. The breakthrough is now, and every step of obedience will pave the way for the blessings that are about to pour out. The transformation that is unfolding is not just for the chosen one, it is for their family, their community, and beyond. As they step forward in faith, they will be amazed at the doors that will open, the relationships that will be restored, and the blessings that will overflow. The divine shift is happening now, and the chosen one is walking in alignment with God's perfect plan for their life and their family's future. The chosen one is invited to reflect on their journey and recognize the faithfulness of God in every season. They are encouraged to step forward in boldness, knowing that they are not alone in this divine shift. God is with them, guiding them every step of the way. This is the moment to embrace the divine transformation that is unfolding. Through obedience, faith, and trust in God's timing, the chosen one is stepping into the future that God has prepared for them, a future filled with divine favor, restoration, and generational blessings. Archangel Michael emphasizes that the transformation happening within the chosen one is not just about personal growth, it is about the profound impact this transformation will have on their family and beyond. As the chosen one steps into their divine purpose, their obedience will catalyze a ripple effect, touching the lives of those closest to them. Relationships that once seemed fractured or distant will begin to heal. Broken bonds will be restored, and families that felt divided will experience a newfound unity. The chosen one's obedience to God's call will not only change their own life, but will shift the trajectory of their family, guiding them into a future that is filled with peace, love, and divine purpose. This transformation is not just about individual breakthroughs. It's about aligning the whole family with God's will. Archangel Michael encourages the chosen one to remain steadfast in their faith and obedience, trusting that their actions will lead their family into the fullness of God's plan for them. While the chosen one may not yet see the full picture, they are reminded that their faith and endurance will ultimately bring about the healing and restoration their family so desperately needs. Every step they take in faith will pave the way for their loved ones to walk in the divine alignment that has been prepared for them. Endurance and faithfulness are key in this season. The chosen one is encouraged to keep their heart open and stay connected to God's will as they step into this new season of transformation. Their role as the spiritual leader of their household will require both patience and perseverance, but Archangel Michael assures them that they are not alone in this journey. God is with them every step of the way, guiding their actions and giving them the strength they need to endure. The chosen one's faithfulness will lead not only to personal breakthroughs, but also to the transformation and healing of their entire family. The final reminder comes in the form of a legacy of faith. The chosen one is encouraged to think beyond the present moment and consider the legacy they are creating for future generations. Their obedience today is shaping not just their own future, but also the future of their children, grandchildren, and beyond. This is a sacred responsibility. What the chosen one builds today will become the foundation for generations to come. Through their faith, they are establishing a path that their descendants will walk, a path that leads to divine alignment, healing, and restoration. The legacy of faith they create will transcend their lifetime, serving as a testament to God's goodness and faithfulness. As the chosen one steps forward in obedience, Archangel Michael assures them that the blessings they are about to receive are not just for them, but for their entire family. The transformation unfolding in their life is part of a larger divine plan, one that will touch the lives of everyone they hold dear. The time has come to walk boldly in faith, knowing that their obedience will not only bring personal breakthroughs, but will set the stage for generational blessings and a legacy of divine purpose. As the video reaches its conclusion, Archangel Michael leads the chosen one in a powerful prayer, inviting them to receive divine protection, guidance, and transformation. The prayer begins by acknowledging the challenges the chosen one has faced and affirming that they have been prepared for this divine shift. Archangel Michael asks God to pour out his divine blessings, bringing restoration to everything that has been lost or broken in the chosen one's life. The chosen one is invited to claim their divine destiny, trusting that God's plan is unfolding perfectly even in moments when it feels uncertain. The prayer calls for peace, strength, and the courage to walk forward in faith, knowing that God is elevating their family to new heights and ushering in a season of divine favor and transformation. After the prayer, the chosen one is invited to affirm their faith and commitment to God's plan. Archangel Michael encourages them to stay grounded, trusting that their divine purpose is unfolding right before their eyes. The chosen one is prompted to take a moment and reflect on the transformation that is taking place in their life and family. As a sign of their readiness to step into the next chapter of their divine journey, they are invited to type Amen in the comments. This declaration is a public affirmation of their belief, trust, and commitment to lead their family in faith. The chosen one is reminded that their actions, prayers, and obedience will pave the way for future breakthroughs, not just for them, but for their entire household. The video concludes with a call to action. The chosen one is encouraged to share this transformative message with others who may need to hear it, helping spread the divine light and wisdom that has been shared. By sharing the video, they can invite others into their journey of spiritual awakening and growth, creating a ripple effect of faith and transformation. The chosen one is also invited to subscribe to the channel, ensuring they continue to receive guidance, encouragement, and inspiration for their spiritual journey. The video closes with a reminder that the breakthrough is happening now, and the chosen one is walking into their divine destiny, one that will not only impact their life, but also transform the future of their entire family.